All right, we're back at it. We have the engine and transmission pulled. Header panel is out of the way, and I'm going to walk you through a couple more components in the harness now that I have the header panel out of the way. On this frame rail, we have this is a sensor for your hood latch. You won't need this. This is the right headlight connector. And then we have a bunch of stuff over here we're not going to worry about. We're going to leave that connected. On this side, we have our headlight connector, and then we have these two guys. Those go to your cooling fans, and then this is a thermal switch on the radiator. Here's the this is the fan controller, like we talked about before. And then now that we have better light, here is your map sensor right there on the top of the intercooler. Just pull that connector off. So I've walked through the harness and labeled things that I knew I wasn't going to remember later. So just went in and said, hey, this is the coolant level, here's the map, here's the AC. And I also walked through the harness and decided where I was going to make my cuts, and I labeled those with a red or a different color. So I'm going to cut on the far side of the harness of each of these wires. Starting, I guess, this is the harness that goes down to your coolant and your fender marker and things like that. So this is not needed, so I'm going to cut that right here. I guess I'll do that right now. You can use side cutters, or I just use snips. There we go. So that guy is out of the way. We're done with that. Here's another wire that I'm not going to need to fish through. This is your ABS sense wire. So just generally don't need that. So I'm going to give that guy a clip. Here's the AC that I forgot to mention last time. So now we have the harness, or the part of the harness that we're going to want to pull out. So I'm actually going to do that right now. Okay, there we go. Coming up into the cowl, this goes out to, if you have, goes up to the hood, and we have heated, if you have heated windshield washer fluid nozzles, and then it also goes down to the fender. So I've marked that, you can see that. So I'm gonna clip this guy as well. All right, here's our transmission control unit connector. I've disconnected that. ECM, just slide out like so. This guy actually, it's not really connected. It's connected to other things, but I'm going to drape that over the fender because we'll have to address it later. It's your glow plug connector. So we'll just sit that over there and then come back over here to the ECM. There we go. Here's our ground. Okay, so kind of pulling this out, I'll set this over the fender as well. So this went over to the other side. This is the guy that we pulled out from here, and has a ground on it. This is your horn connector, and then this is for the windshield wipers. So it's another one that don't need. So I'll clip that guy. And then this leads over to your fender marker, and then this is a ambient temp sensor for the AC. So do not need that fender marker. Gonna clip that, and then this harness should be ready to get the fender treatment. Okay, so what's left in here is our map. So let's pull that out. The big connector on the ECM. We have the TCU ground. This is all going to pull out. And if you recall, I talked about the colored plugs. Well, I've taken this cover off. This guy just unclips. And underneath it are a bunch of colored connectors. And these guys are pretty simple. You just give them a simple tug up, straight up, and disconnect all of these. And then slide it out of the box. Pull this guy out. And we actually get to remove, that chunk of harness. And we will get at the rest of this later. So what I will have to do now is I'm going to pull this tray. You can see that this harness, this is some of the harness you're going to want to keep, like we talked about before. And you can see it actually passes through this trench, and then it's going to pierce the firewall right there and go connect to the fuse panel. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull this tray, I'm going to pull the ABS pump, I'm going to pull this booster and reservoir and get that all out of the way so that I can cut a hole in the firewall and get under the dash. So show you that on the next video. Thanks, guys.